Austrian Indoor Championships in Linz between Conchita Martinez and Manuela Maleeva in the Stade Sporthalle in Linz. Manuela Maleeva nearest the camera, playing on an indoor Supreme Court, playing for a first prize. Oh, there's Britain's Jane Tabor in the umpire's chair, playing for a first prize of $27,000. The runner-up will take $13,500. Total prize money this week has been $150,000. As I say, playing on a Supreme Court. This is the 6th meeting between these two women. At the moment, Manuela Maleeva leads the series 3-2. These are the top 2 seeds in this event, and there's Conchita Martinez, the #1 seed with a world ranking of 8. She'll be 21 on the 16th of April, and a best ever WTA ranking of 7. And there's her route to the final, starting with a win over Eugenia Maniakova from Russia, and then going past the Czech Studentikova, Wiltrud Probst in the quarterfinals, and a convincing victory over Leila Meshki in the semi-finals. Britain's Joe Jury was in this event, got past the first round, beating Heidi Sprung of Austria, but then fell to Christy Bugert from the Netherlands in the second round. Manuela Maleeva ranked 11th, seeded 2 here. Her best ever ranking, as you can see, was a 3rd back in 1985. She's just turned 26. Her birthday is on St. Valentine's Day. I hope her husband, Francoise, remembered. I'm sure he did. That's her route to the final. Beat Nolly van Lottem. A good win that in the first round. And Krista Singer, Pascal Paradis-Magnon in the quarterfinals, and Judith Wiesner, the home hope, quite a hiding in the semi-finals. The hall here seats 3,500, but as you can see, sadly not that full. The last meeting was also in a final, the Austrian Outdoor Championships in Kitzbühel last year, and it was Conchita Martinez who won that, 6-love, 3-6, 6-2. These two women between them have won 28 titles. Manuela has 16 to her name and 12 to Conchita, with her 12th coming at the start of this year in Brisbane, when she beat the youngest of the Maleeva sisters, Magdalena, in the final. And she was also a semi-finalist last week in Paris, the indoor tournament there, losing to Monica Seles. So Conchita's had a good start to the year. Not so Manuela, whose best performance came at the Australian Open, where she reached the last 16 before losing at that stage to Mary Jo Fernandez, who later today will be in action in the final in Indian Wells, playing the South African Amanda Coetzer. Since then, Manuela has lost in the second round in the Pan Pacific to Natalie Tozier, and in the first round in Osaka to Liz Smiley from Australia. So it's Manuela Maleeva to serve at the start of the final. Jane Tabor just asking the latecomers to sit down quickly. Well, this is not exactly the style of play that we were expecting here. We weren't expecting too many volleys in this match, both of them very much baseliners, but perhaps Manuela has decided that she's going to vary her tactics today. Open is the coach of Conchita Martinez. Who lives now in Barcelona, was born in Monzon. We certainly weren't expecting too many aces. Manuela is, of course, coached by her husband, Francoise. They were married in November 1987. He used to coach the Swiss junior boys team and was a quite highly ranked player in Switzerland. It's been a patchy sort of opening game from the Swiss number one. Plays for Switzerland, of course, her husband's country. And now she faces a break point. And certainly showing quite a few aggressive tendencies. Well, a second ace. Yes, paying the price there of a short approach. A third ace then, and after three deuces, Manuela has her first game point. Didn't do much with it though, did she? That was a very poor drop shot. So for the fourth time, Manuela Maleeva Fragnier faces break point in this opening game. Deuce for the fifth time then. So Manuela eventually holds her opening service game. Bridge of the final of the Austrian Indoor Championships. After that long opening game, Conchita Martinez, having failed to take any of those 4 break points she had, serves love 1 down. Want to be ungallant, but Conchita looks to me as if she's put on a little weight since I saw her in Australia. Watched quite a bit of her match in which she beat Britain's Monique Javer in the second round. Tight first set, which Martinez won 7-5, but the second was pretty one-sided. Likes a glass of beer or two, does Conchita. I don't know whether she's had 1 or 2 too many in that sense for the waistline. Both these players just won the 1 title last year. Kitzbühel for Conchita and Bayonne for Manuela Maleeva Fragnier. Encouraging to see both of them going for their shots, going for the outright winners. Well, this match turning out to be as close as I think we all expected it to be. Of their 5 previous matches, 3 have gone to a final set. First 2 games, of course, have both gone to deuce. So it could be a long and tight encounter. A lovely example of hitting to the wings there from Manuela. This time the drop shot is a beauty to get the early break of serve and a 2-love lead. Ace number 4. You certainly do have to be impressed with the positive attitude of Manuela Maleeva out here this afternoon. Seen a lot of her matches over the years, but I can't remember seeing her as aggressive as this. Having a fine win over Martina Navratilova at the US Open a few years back. So what a fine start for the number 2 seed. Having staved off those 4 break points in the opening game, moving out to a 3-love lead. We just run down their previous matches. They first met in 1988, the European Indoors in Zurich, the only previous time they've met indoors. In the semi-finals then, and Manuela here won 4-6-6, 4-6-4. Following year, 89, they met in the European Open in Geneva on clay. And again, it was Manuela who won, 6-4, 6-love. 1991, in Barcelona on clay in the final. This time it was Martinez who won, 6-4, 6-1. Then at the Australian Open in 1992, of course, in Melbourne on hard, Manuela won 6-4, 2-6, 6-2 in the 4th round. And their last meeting was in Kitzbühel in the Austrian Open last year, again on clay, with Martinez winning 6-love, 3-6, 6-2. Just noticing she's taking some nose drops there. I don't know whether she's a bit bunged up. Certainly got some problems to cope with has the Spaniard. Love 3, first set. Well, pouncing on anything that's in anything short of a length. Well, it wasn't that short. Martinez now being forced to try and hit the ball harder and deeper. Three break points for a 4-love lead. First double fault of the match. Not a happy picture that, is it? A 4-love lead for the number 2 seed against the number 1 seed. The last 2 games very rapid compared with the first 2. Better. And the crowd trying to give the Spaniard a little bit of encouragement. They don't want this to be a one-sided affair. On the line. Well, trying very hard to raise her game to the standard that her opponent has set in this opening set. First double fault from the Swiss. And 2 more break points for the Spaniard. That's out. So Martinez opens her account, and that should make her feel a little better. 4-1 to Maleeva Fragnier. We'll be back with more of the final after this. Welcome back to the Stade Sporthalle in Linz, and the final of the Austrian Indoor Championships. Manuela Maleeva Fragnier leading 4-1 in the first set against Conchita Martinez. It's a shot she's been working on quite a lot over the last couple of years, the Spaniard, the rolled backhand, as opposed to a basic slice. Second double fault. Well, an overrule from Jane Tabor, I have to say that I think a correct one. Certainly did look long, the return of Maleeva Fragnier. Jane, of course, is umpired all over the world. It's become a little scrappy at the moment, the play, isn't it? Too many unforced errors. A little bit of extra topspin, pulling that one down onto the line. When she unleashes these big forehands, well, it's the modern game, isn't it? You need to have a big weapon. And that forehand certainly is. Yep. So a second successive game for Martinez, and signs that the number one seed is getting into this. Just getting a little bit worried about her health, though. saw her take that nasal spray, and just looking at her there, she didn't exactly look bubbly and bouncy. Good serving once more. So 2 double faults apiece now. Five aces from Manuela, and I really would be very interested to know when she last served 5 aces in a set. There's that attempt at a moonball backhand, much too short. Found the line. Well, I'm amazed. I must say that my immediate gut reaction, which is confirmed by that, is that it found the line. Instead, it's called out, no overrule. So it's 40-30. I was going to call that one out, though. I'm sure the organisers are a little disappointed by the crowd here for this final. They, particularly since their number 1 and 2 seeds are featuring in the final, they had hopes of Martina Navratilova playing here in this tournament, but that didn't come about. And I suppose if Judith Wiesner, the Austrian player, could have got through her semi-final yesterday, instead of only winning just 2 games, as you can see there, that might have improved the crowd. But it's always tough on a tournament. So if it just doesn't capture the public's imagination. I know at Brighton there have been years when the final hasn't been sold out, but fortunately the great support of Steffi Graf for the tournament has ensured that in recent years the attendances over the last couple of days have been terrific. And serving and volleying as well here, Manuela. So Martinez serving 2-5 first set. Let's try to stay in the set. Dear me. Well, 3 very poor points. And it's 3 set points to Maleeva Fragnier. Looks to me to be a touch of desperation about the Martinez play at the moment. Just a ball being moved, I think, behind Conchita. So from log 40 to deuce. And the 3 set points saved. There's another one presents itself and is presented. And that is the opening set. Second set then, Maleeva Fragnier to serve. The eldest, of course, of the 3 sisters, Manuela, Katerina the middle, and Magdalena the youngest. Magdalena, who lost to Conchita Martinez in the final in Brisbane in the opening week of the tour this year. And again, just little signs that the Spaniard is perhaps under the weather physically. Making the sweat off her brow. And I don't think it's solely the sweat induced by playing under the television lights. Just long. It was a clever attempt at a wrong footing shot. It's a good call. That just inches out. Couple of good drop shots she's played now. So Maleeva Fragnier takes the opening game of the second set. And looks as if family honour may be restored. No, 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 we can't. We haven't seen the end of this match. We don't know it's going to finish. Well, now, as I was suspecting, Conchita Martinez taking some treatment here. And one does wonder whether this was a problem beforehand. The WTA trainer, and the fact that she's not actually getting any on-court treatment does indicate to me that it was a pre-existing situation. And I wouldn't be, there's Megan Bardsley, the WTA tour manager, at the bottom of the umpire's chair, and I begin to wonder whether we're going to see any more play out here. We're not. Yeah, it's a medical problem rather than a physical one. It's all over. Well, that's a very sad end indeed. Well, it's always sad when a final has to end like this, and of course we're now in a situation when we have a lot of airtime to fill. Obviously, Manuela Maleeva Fragnier is happy, and what we're going to do is to show you a repeat of the final in Tokyo between Martina Navratilova and Larissa Savchenko, but Manuela Maleeva Fragnier has won the Austrian Indoor Championships.